I don't think that they were being forthright and honest with all their users. Uh, there are other kinds of examples that you can see of disclosures that have been done across the industry. You can look at companies such as Cloudflare that recently had a huge data breach. You can look at LastPass, which had a data breach last year. And you can look at the kinds of disclosures that those kinds of companies have provided, and you can see that it's far more detailed, it's far more honest. It tells what exactly was at stake, and it doesn't provide false promises. It doesn't say, oh, you shouldn't really worry about this, when in fact you should be very worried about this. You ought to take proactive measures across all your accounts immediately. If you weren't using, say, Facebook Connect, or if you weren't using Google accounts to log into to Zomato, if you weren't using these kinds of automated mechanisms, in which case your password wasn't actually shared, but if you created a password for Zomato and you ever use that password anywhere else, you should take immediate action. And that the seriousness of that wasn't quite put out in the Zomato blog post, and so I'm very upset with not only how they were handling the data, but also with how they handled the disclosure of the data breach. And I wouldn't praise them for their transparency, because it's not as though they had any choice. The data was publicly being sold, and so and people had noticed that before. From my understanding, a blog, a security-oriented blog, actually came out with the news of the Zomato breach before Zomato itself put out their own blog post about it. But even if that weren't the situation, even if Zomato put out their blog post about it, the fact is the data was being sold in the dark web, and it would have come out sooner or later, and probably sooner. And so they didn't really have a choice on being transparent, and they did have a choice on how to be transparent. And I'm quite sad to say that I found them failing today.